This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
We are in storm alert, keeping you safe as round 2 hits. We've seen golf ball size hail, flooding, and hundreds of lightning strikes. For the rest of the night, there are threats of tornadoes, flash flooding, and more hail. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Allred.
And I'm Mike Bush. We have crews all over the region. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell starts our team coverage. Scott.
All right, we are still in storm alert tonight. We still have some strong storms, not necessarily in St. Louis proper, but east and south of town. Storms that we're tracking that are producing hail and may still yet tonight produce a spin-up tornado. We haven't had any confirmed yet today, but we've had an awful lot of tight circulations. This is looking south, down 55 at Arnold. The rain is picking up again. You have flash flood warnings down in Arnold, and south of Festus, you have a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's start northeast of St. Louis. Bond, Clinton, southeast Madison into St. Clair County, severe thunderstorm warning. Hail the threat there. We come back into the metro area, and as you go down into Monroe County, southern parts of Jefferson County, south of Festus, you have that chance of seeing some hail in there and some gusty winds. And this little nub that just popped up here, we just, at the last few minutes, have just noticed this is kind of nudging out a little bit. And so there's the potential here towards Bloomsdale, east of Valley Mines, and towards Prairie du Rocher. Y'all already spent part of the day in your safe place and in the basement. You may end up getting there again. There is some spin there, so just keep that in mind. Not as much towards Bonne Terre down to Park Hills, as we're still looking at the potential for hail there. And then back into Iron County. Along Highway 32, you're looking at some intense thunderstorms. Again, for most of the metro area, it's just rain, east and southeast of St. Louis, where we have the heavier action right now. So again, if these storms are impacting you and they're threatening you, you need to be in a place that's safe. And meteorologist Tracy Hinson's been in the storm tracker all day, and she's been dodging the storms and staying safe and out of the immediate path. So Tracy, what's it like down in Farmington right now? Of the immediate path. So Tracy, what's it like down in Farmington right now?
Well, I'm going to show you. We stopped because we have just the leading edge of this system here, and it's really a stunning one to watch. So this isn't looking in the direction of Park Hills and sort of towards Bismarck here, this entire line of storms. So just look at how long this roll cloud is. It is quite the system here, as you can see. We have seen, it does feel a bit more stable outside here. I will tell you that. When you walk outside, it feels not as humid. It doesn't feel quite as hot. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get something from these storms here, but they do look a bit more stable than they did earlier on today. So quite the impressive little line here, as you can see, and we're just sitting in Farmington. Then we're going to head over to St. Genevieve and make our way up along Interstate 55 to see this track through. But you can see pretty impressive little cloud here as these storms start to come through. And again, we're in Farmington, but this is looking off at the storm towards Park Hills, kind of towards that Bonne Terre system as it makes its way through. Scott.
Tracy, thank you. Franklin County has been hit hard the last 48 hours. Yesterday, a tornado touched down in Sullivan, and today they're dealing with more damage.
Route 185 was flooded in 2 different areas. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski is live in Sullivan, where another round of rain just came through. Laura.
Mike and Ann, that last round of rain has moved out. We saw some pea-sized hail here as well, but this is what the tornado did here in Sullivan. This bar and grill was completely decimated, and since they've been cleaning up, then they had this other round of storms come in, and they're experiencing a lot of flash flooding here and there. And this is what 185 actually looked like earlier today. They had flooding on 2 different sections of the road. They actually had a water rescue on 185 earlier today, and we're urging people to stay home if possible, to let first responders and other crews get out there and keep people out of harm's way should there be any more flooding. The city administrator, JT Hardy, says flooding, power outages, roof damage, and tree damage have all touched some part of their city. They've been able to restore all of the power back to customers in the city limits and have cleared all of the major debris from the roads.
Everything we were trying to do to recover from yesterday has been hampered, slowed down. The one wave went through, flooding occurred. We came right out with our crews clearing streets, restoring electricity, removing trees and branches, and trying to look at which roads were flooded.
Administrator Hardy says they do expect to have school tomorrow. They did have a small section of the school that was hit with some water damage, but they'll let parents know if any of that changes. Reporting live in Sullivan, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
Jefferson County took a beating. Check out this hail that hit Hillsboro. It's the size of a softball.
And people there are also dealing with flooding and fallen trees. And we do have team coverage tonight. Let's begin with Holden Kerwicki. He's live in Hillsboro. Holden.
I am currently under an awning outside of the Hillsboro Christian Church, where for most of the day, many of the parishioners actually parked their cars to try and protect them from the hail. I'm proud to say that that worked for them, but not everybody was as lucky. Just down the road at the Brickyard subdivision, Joey and Kenzie Melton said hail quickly from the size of marbles to bigger than a baseball, badly damaging the hood of their truck, but they said it could have been worse. A few of their neighbors reported water damage after sustaining hail damage to their roof, and a tree limb fell on a nearby trailer. However, the Meltons said their biggest concern during the storm was the safety of their kids.
You know, it's keeping them away from the windows, because they want to be watching, or the little guy wants to be watching the storm and he loves the rain, but you just don't want him near the windows, especially with high winds and that big of hail where broken glass could be, a trip to the hospital.
Photographer Doug Howell and I have seen multiple trucks from roofing companies pull into the Brickyard subdivision, trying to get a jump start on patching some of those roofs. But with a second line of storms possible tonight, or possibly a third, because we did see about ice cube size hail, I will say, at about 5 o'clock, it could be a long night for some of those homeowners. Reporting live in Hillsboro, Missouri, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
Also in Jefferson County, hail came pummeling down in Festus. Our Justina Cornell continues our team coverage live. Justina.
Mike, it was just downpouring, and really within the last few minutes it has lightened up, and we can still hear that thunder and see lightning in the distance. Now, we are staying safe. Earlier today, we spoke to a homeowner who lives down the street from here, and he was impacted by the first round of storms. And he said he's never seen hail that big before. Don Goforth has lived in his home on Frontier Road for about 20 years, and he was watching Channel 5 with his wife when hail came crashing down outside. Now, it's ruined their garden and patio furniture. It also cracked one of their windows. They're concerned about their newly installed roof, which was fixed a year ago due to a tornado. He tells me at one point the baseball-sized hail was hitting the pool, causing the water to pop in multiple directions.
Oh yeah, it looked like meteorites hitting lava in the pool. It was just pow, pow, pow. It was crazy.
While they are facing severe damage, they said they are grateful no one was hurt during this time. Reporting live, Justina Cornell, 5 on your side.
It was not just hail that caused problems in Jefferson County.
Yeah, heavy rain moved through the area, leading to flash floods.
One of the areas that experienced heavy rain was the small town of Olympian Village. It's about 45 minutes south of St. Louis. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan is live near Olympian Village with the very latest. Megan.
And we've actually just moved up from the town. Right now we're off Interstate 67, 61 in between Olympian Village and Festus. For the past few hours, we've been with people in town as they work to clean up from the storms. Now, the hardest hit area was on Parthenon Drive, where high winds caused trees to land on power lines. Those winds also knocked a tree down into a home nearby. We saw a ton of people come out to help in this small community, including the mayor of Olympian Village, who was here for several hours. Renee Boyer lives in the house where the tree fell down. Thankfully, she was not hurt and is grateful for all of her neighbors' help. Boyer says she's grateful that they were out there to help clean up all the damage.
I looked out the front window and could tell that it was across the front of the house, so at that point in time it was hailing pretty good size hail, and I was afraid of the windows busting, so I did back away from the windows and had to wait for a while to see the actual damage.
Again, the good news here, no injuries have been reported. Live in Jefferson County, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.